Hello, everyone. Ryan Embry here at the Independent Hotel Show with David. David, we caught up with you just a couple short months ago, leading up to this incredible event. The energy is not disappointed. The energy is here. You can feel it. Independent hoteliers, vendors, industry insights buzzing right now. What do you love most about this show, and what are you looking forward to get out of it this year?
It's always good to catch up with industry colleagues. You walk through the door and instantly you see half of my colleagues that I've either worked with or know. So that's always great. But for me, I think it's the individual seminars are always really interesting to hear different perspectives of who's doing what. We tend to be in our little silos as hoteliers, and we're all focused on what's going on in our little areas. And, I just listened to a very interesting seminar on wellness, and it was enlightening. It was talking of wellness and the future of wellness, but the expansion of wellness in hotels, and, how it's the brain wellness and the aging brain, and how that's going to affect hospitality in the future and things like that. So to me, it's an opportunity to catch up with colleagues, but also to learn new things and to see what's happening, and then hopefully take it back to SALT and to my colleagues and see what we can learn and what we can adopt.
Well, what you just demonstrated, I think the education sessions really are great icebreakers and starting points for conversations of things that, I found this really interesting. What are you doing at your hotel? Because that silo kind of comment that you mentioned, I think now more than ever, it's really, really tough because, you've got new technology constantly coming out. You've got trends that might be fads, but might be, long-term trends. You have to decipher between the two. So there might feel like there's this giant gap or space between what your management company do or what your property's doing and the next one is. So it's really getting that connection and real, conversation between two hoteliers to really gives you a good idea of like, okay, maybe they haven't gone full AI, or implemented full technology. There is still something here. And maybe learn from your colleagues of, hey, maybe we went a little bit too far or we didn't go far enough here. So, caught up with you before the summer, busy travel season, obviously, about to go into a little bit slower season for most part of the country, except Miami down here, right? But, any lessons learned or even ways that you prepare going into a fall and winter season?
Yeah, we were not looking forward to this summer so much. We were worried about the business levels and, politically, what tourism was going to be. We were very pleasantly surprised that we had a great summer. And so, sometimes I think the news overhypes what's really happening out there. And I think it's a very positive sign that people still want to travel. People still want these experiences that we can provide. So, I don't think we should always take on board everything we hear. So it's been a great summer for us. We're shifting gears and really focusing on Miami now for us and getting into season. It looks like it's going to be a great season. And we're moving our teams around. We're very fortunate that we can move our team from the Northeast down here to Miami. And it's all about that flexibility for us. Our preparation is about moving our teams around and being flexible for that workforce. I think again, I think there are certain markets that are going to be slower this winter, but I think there will also be certain markets that are going to be stronger. And the people still want to travel. People still want to come to America. And I think that it's going to be a good winter.
Yeah. A point you made there, David, was, travel still is a top priority for people and guests, and you look back to maybe times where economic, a little bit shaky, but people tended to pull back on the travel, thinking of that as, well, this is a luxury, not a necessity. And then all of a sudden, 5 years happened, right? And that was stripped away from us. And we go, no, this isn't a luxury. This is a necessity, right? And I think more people are prioritizing that. So I think with that, sometimes not the greatest news being out there, it's great to hear that you still had a very strong summer and that travelers and guests are still making that a top priority, even if there is some uncertainty out there. And those transferable skills that we talked about on the first podcast, you're showing it in motion, right? With your moving your team from the Northeast down to Miami to prepare for that. Obviously necessary changes too, but it also helps when they've also been to the SALT school, right? Which is a big topic that we talked about. Talk to us, a little bit about any updates there, and maybe next graduating class.
Yeah, so we're actually planning now. It is a big part of SALT, and it's a big part of our plans for 2026. I can't believe we're already talking about 2026, but we're preparing. In late 26, we will open Minneapolis. It's the West Hotel in Minneapolis and the North Loop, and so we're preparing for the school there, which will come in Q3. And we're very, very excited about that. It's a new market for us. I think it's going to be a very, very strong market. And a lot of our team will be moving there for the preparation for opening, but also moving there full time, which is exciting. But for us, the school is the start of really that hotel opening, and so we're really excited to get that underway.
Awesome news. Well, love to see SALT hotels in motion all over the country. Wish you nothing but success here and your portfolio, as well as at the Independent Hotel Show. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Awesome.